sexual desire.
Live from the new kingdom.
1-7-6-7-3-2-1-4-7-6 Charlie 3-2-7-8-9-7-7-7-6-4-3 Gender 7-3-2 Victor 7-3-1-1-7-8-8-8 7-3-2 4-7-6-7-8-9-7-6-4-3-7-6 Lock.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another fun-filled podcast adventure. Hooray! My name is Midnight Mike, and I'm joined by Cratchit. He is over there on screen. Yes.
I hate this place.
I hate this place. Nothing works here.
Medications don't work.
Medications.
I've been here for 7 years.
My medication is coffee and Jesus.
Hey, yo.
And no Tim Pool.
Hey yo to everyone out there. Yeah, I see some hey yos in the chat. Hey yo to you.
Hey, yo.
I gotta pull.
That sounded like Kramer.
That's from Tool Time.
Hey, yo.
Also from Tool Time.
Hey, yo.
Home Improvement is the TV show.
Hey, yo.
But also, it was also brought to my attention that Razor Ramon, the WWF wrestler and WCW wrestler, also said "Hey yo" quite a bit. I haven't grabbed those clips, but I will. My dog is barking upstairs. He's going crazy. I don't know what's going on. It might be a delivery.
Punitive damages.
Could I don't know. There could be some kind of delivery up there. Maybe UPS guy. I don't know. What should I do? I don't know.
I think you should go get the package and open it live on the air.
There's a UPS guy here. He'll know everything. We got to stay quiet. Well, I'm just making sure that the show is running. The show is running properly right now. We can get into the Saturday show. Just want to make sure Cretch is not doing anything illegal. You're not doing anything illegal over there, are you?
Not any more than regular. Hey, can you roll the GIF feed? Does not seem to be.
Yes, there's
at the bottom of where it's
lined up as good as it's going to line up right now. I lined it up.
Well, I'll make adjustments on my side.
There you go. No, I got it. It's good. It was fine the way you had it. That last dot, delete it, and it's fantastic.
What if I do? Well, see, it's going to break stuff. Watch. So now it's going to be off.
No, it looks good. I think it looks good. No?
I have to constantly adjust for your OBS layout. I don't understand.
It's because I'm incompetent. That's the real reason. But, hey, Saturday, people. Big show, right? That's what I'm talking about. And we're going to start things off just to make sure everyone else out there is not doing anything illegal.
Hey, speaking of illegal, people in the chat who want me to put on a Santa hat, no, that's illegal before December 1st.
I got to agree.
You got a federal pound-me-in-the-ass prison.
I thought we had a pretty good ruling on that, and that anything... Was it that story down at a military base that the Homeowners Association said, hey...
The Homeowners Association said 30 days. I disagree with that. December 1st. Yeah, I will allow the putting up of decorations after Thanksgiving, during the long Thanksgiving weekend, but you can't start really displaying said things until December 1st.
I agree. It's too much, people. Far too much. For people, I wasn't going to dwell on politics too much, and I probably won't, but I'm going to kick things off since I said, hey, I want to make sure
45 minutes of Marjorie Taylor Greene coming up.
No, I do not. I wish her well. She's going to be resigning here, I think, next year. So we just wish her well.
I just wish her well, frankly.
She is America first, and everyone else is America second. Okay, I'm Mars first. People like to be America first, not me. I'm Mars first. I still haven't got mine. It's a whole different planet. But the Democrats came out.
Oh, I thought you meant Mars, Pennsylvania.
Oh no, that's a good place. The Democrats came out
near Butler.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
How far away is Butler County from Hershey, Pennsylvania? Pretty far.
Several hundred miles.
Yeah.
Hershey's on the other side of the state. But I think Mars, PA, is it in Butler County or is it in Allegheny County? These are the questions that people are asking.
Only Google Can't answer those questions. We'll never know. The Democrats came out a couple days ago.
Butler County.
And they issued just an FYI, just a PSA to the military saying that, hey, guys, everyone in the military, you do not have to obey illegal orders. Just FYI, just wanted to get that out there for everyone, and you don't have to do that. And
this is how people get shot, by the way.
It's because it's kind of a weird thing. And I was thinking about this, and I'm not a military guy. I know some people in the military, but we haven't really discussed illegal orders or what would happen if you are issued those things. But I was just doing like a little thought experiment on my own. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like the people in the military know this already. So what is the purpose of saying this announcement, this PSA? It's not for the military, really. It's
to encourage low information people in the military to buck the chain of command and get their asses thrown in jail.
Yeah, it's
because then they can say the military is being mean.
Yeah, it's a little weird. And so I found this guy. He's got a good breakdown. I think he's former military himself, commenting on these illegal orders, and he was thinking along the same lines as I was. So he better explains it than I do. So I'll bring him up on the screen here real quick. Actually, let me just boost compressed level and EQ this a little bit. Got to bring in the leveler, the compressor. Oh, it's boost and sparkled right now. Should probably add a little dynamic EQ too.
Do you have the exciter on as well?
Oh, now it is. Yeah, I forgot that one. Here we go. This is what people want to hear.
The lie in this country that cannot be ignored. We have sitting U.S. elected officials, including Senator Mark Kelly, now telling troops that they can refuse illegal orders. I mean, it sounds reasonable until you realize no legal order has been given. Everyone knows that. This isn't about the law. This is about planting seeds of doubt. It's a Trojan horse slipped into the minds of the one group of Americans who cannot afford to doubt for even 1 second, our military. I mean, you get our troops questioning their chain of command, questioning their commander-in-chief, questioning the oath that they swore to, and you're not just playing with politics, you're injecting anarchy into the ranks. And that goes against everything the American way stands for. Let me say this directly to anyone wearing the uniform. Do not listen to these politicians. If even one of you follows what they're attempting to do, your life's going to be the one that burns down, not theirs. You'll lose your rank, your career, your benefits, your retirement, everything you worked for. And not one single politician will stand beside you when the consequences hit. They will forget your name before the ink dries on your paperwork. I think we should be thankful that Mark Kelly isn't in uniform anymore. And we should thank God that he wasn't the aircraft commander of the Enola Gay in 1945, because a man this confused about duty and responsibility would have never had the conviction to help end a world war and save American lives. This very moment isn't exposing a people problem. It is exposing a leadership problem. Leaders who are so disconnected and so desperate and so entitled that they believe they're above consequences and they believe you won't hold them accountable. It's time to put people over parties. It's time to put the Constitution over convenience. And it's time to call this out for what it is. Go see all my comments over on my new Substack that's out now.
Yeah, I think he put it very well, succinctly, just over 2 minutes. Perfectly well done. And yeah, it would be interesting to see what some of these sitting congressional people and senators would cite as an example of an order that they would call into question. Would Senator Mark Kelly, one of the people who made the statement saying during the PSA that they shouldn't follow illegal orders, would he have dropped a bomb on Hiroshima or Nagasaki? Does he view any orders currently given as illegal? Like, where in history could he cite, within U.S. history, would there be something illegal? And I would say he would not answer that question at all. None of these people will answer that question because it's going to box them in. It's going to force them to maintain some sort of principled stance, and that's the last thing they want. So, I think most of the orders that Trump is giving, they're being challenged in the court systems, and they're finding out what is legal, at least according to that jurisdiction or court, and what isn't. So this is being fought already. So the only purpose of this statement made by these politicians is to sow dissent. That's it.
And virtue signal.
That helps too. Sure.
By the way, to your question about, give an example of an illegal order, how about forcing all enlisted personnel to take a untested medical treatment?
Yep.
Yeah. Was that an illegal order? I don't know. It was kind of a messed up one, though. Certainly is.
Well, and people who refuse were mustered out.
What about
some without honorable discharges, some without their retirement? Now, some of that's being walked back now, but in the heat of the moment, they were canning people left and right.
What about waterboarding, Guantanamo Bay?
That's just fun.
Yeah, they had their lawyers on the Bush and Cheney side saying waterboarding is perfectly legal, but just because a lawyer said it and just because a judge may have sided with it doesn't mean that it actually is. Do you believe waterboarding is torture or not? This is where it gets into an ethical, moral conundrum. No one's talking about that. They could cite that as an example, and that would at least be a starting point for a debate, but oh, boy. And this might actually roll into the next conversation, which is...
By the way, that was Dakota Meyer. He's a former Marine and Medal of Honor recipient, so he knows his shit.
Oh, you know who he is?
Well, somebody in the chat did.
Oh, somebody in the chat. Well, you know now.
Yep.
Thanks to, where is it here? Frightening Me in the chat.
Thank you, Frightening Me. Yeah, he's got a Substack and obviously a very well-spoken gentleman, and he knows his stuff. Medal of Honor. That's no joke.
Also, granted, it's a TikTok video that's on Twitter, but it does say Dakota Meyer right in the TikTok video.
It's hard to win the Medal of Honor if you're a pussy, right? Like you got to be pretty brave.
Generally, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Kind of how you win those.
Yeah, you got to really put it all on the line. That's what that guy's doing. Was what he did. Well, when it comes to illegal orders, this that topic might come into might resurface again in the next segment I have, which is a bit of a movie review, I suppose, or at least a rundown of a brand new movie documentary, if you want to call it that. Age of Disclosure. Do you remember this movie, Cratchit?
This isn't the David Paulides one, is it?
This is not David Paulides. This is the UFO documentary that they've been talking about for like a year and a half.
Yes.
They have been saying this is the one. This is the movie that is going to change everything.
No.
That's a bold statement there. I don't think it's going to.
Well, let's get over here and talk about it. So this movie dropped on, you can buy it on most platforms. I bought it on Amazon. And it is I will say, I'm going to be a little, I guess, rougher on it. But I'm coming from a point of view that is pretty well versed in the latest UAP, UFO news. We cover it all the time on the show here. And so when you're viewing this movie and you have a background such as Cratchit and I, very educated in UFO and UAP news, some of the information presented in this movie is going to seem rehashed, repurposed, and just a glossed over view of what we already know. And maybe that's exactly what they're going for, is that they're not trying to share anything new for people like us. It might be new for other people, and that's fine. But the New York Times did a bit of a piece on this to kind of give a review. And I got to say, there seems to be a blitz just beyond this Age of Disclosure movie To get a movie reviewed in New York Times, you got to have some pull, I would imagine, especially if it's done the week of release. And then to have people on Fox News is a bit of a blitz, too. So they're not only pushing the movie, but they're pushing UAP, UFO disclosure, too. So they're trying to get some stuff going here. But here's the New York Times talking about it. I'll bring this up on screen. We'll read a little bit of it, and I have some audio clips as well. So here it is. The Age of Disclosure Review released the extraterrestrial files. Yes, the documentary The Age of Disclosure presents itself as a tell-all by people who have worked within the U.S. government on matters related to unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP. The revamp named for unidentified flying object, UFO, or UAP. So it's revamped. We talked about that. I'm not going to go. I don't know why they're explaining this for people who don't know what UAP is versus UFO.
This is also how they fill column space.
The de facto leader among the movie's talking heads is Luis Elizondo, or Lou Elizondo, who ran the Pentagon initiative called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program until 2017, when he resigned to protest what he saw as excessive secrecy. Since then, Elizondo has written a memoir and testified before the House subcommittee, and he is an executive producer on the film. And I got to say, he basically stars in this thing. He is the primary talking head of this movie. It's the Lou movie. If you like Lou, and I got to say, he's cleaned himself up, Cratchit. He doesn't have that pissy beard anymore. He looks good. He's been working out, and he's got laser-like focus in this movie. And he presents the information very well, I got to say. So the director of this movie, Dan Farah, also was a producer on Ready Player One. The Age of Disclosure follows the time-honored method of easing viewers into its incredible assertions, mixing out their concepts with ideas that ring of truth. Surely some anomalous phenomenon exists. Surely they have the potential to become national security threats. And it is not surprising to hear that the government might classify certain details that shouldn't be made public. The bipartisan high-profile figures who sat for interviews, including Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York and former Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, now the Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, lend credibility to the proceedings. And so right now I want to kind of list who's in this movie. And there are some people that are not in the movie, or if they are, maybe I glanced down or I didn't hear them, which I find to be kind of concerning. But it is a group of individuals that I think are of a particular ilk. So we have Lou Elizondo, former Department of Defense official. We have Jay Stratton, former director of the UAP task force. You have James Clapper, former director of national intelligence.
Not wittingly, though.
Not wittingly.
Not wittingly.
But he's in the movie. And if you remember, James Clapper and Lou Elizondo have a very close relationship. And Lou admired Clapper very much. And so it's no surprise that he's in the movie, too. We also have Marco Rubio with Kirsten Gillibrand, Mike Rounds, U.S. Senator from South Dakota. You got Eric Davis, who's a scientist, aerospace researcher. You have Hal Puthoff. He's a physicist and engineer featured in this documentary. So Hal Puthoff he's been in the UFO universe for as long as I can remember. He's been around. He's an OG. And then you have Christopher Mellon, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense and featured on camera. He gave multiple interviews, and he is also responsible for that TikTok video that got given to the New York Times back in 2017, I believe. And that's what kind of blew open this round of disclosure, is all because of Christopher Mellon. Now, what I don't see on here is like Tim Burchett from Tennessee. We don't see him on here, or any other notable people. We don't even have Tom DeLonge. These are all ex-government officials, but there are surprisingly not a lot of MAGA people on here. You know, there's not even Rep Luna on here, and so to me this feels deep state light. You got Rubio, you know, he's a good talker, but he's kind of deep state light. Clapper, very deep state light. And some of the other guys are probably deep state light. So that's kind of how it's positioned. It's not to say that their mission or thoughts are not pure and like they don't genuinely like disclosure. They just come from I think a particular ideological background. So I guess we just got to keep that in mind while I play some of these clips. But here's the rest of this. There's not much really to this review. So it kind of ends with this paragraph. But the age of disclosure sneakily slips from those officials' arguments for transparency into realms of pure speculation. If you don't believe that extraterrestrials surveil our planet in bubbles that can warp time and space, the movie suggests that you simply fallen victim to a government disinformation campaign intended to make people skeptical of UAPs. Question the film and you're a chump, it implies. But anyone who sits through its nearly 2 hours of unprovable claims is a chump of a different sort. So, pretty tough on the movie, I suppose. And they are speaking very candidly about what you would assume would be top secret information. But I will play some of these clips. Here we go. I cannot play the movie because not only because of copyright strike. We can get a copyright strike. That's fine. But they will take down this video if I play a movie that has just been released. So it's going to be audio only, people. But this first...
By the way, in the chat, Bad Habit says that Tim Burchett and Anna, whatever her name is, Paulina Luna, is in that video.
They are?
Is in the film.
Okay, I missed them then. I
didn't get all the way through it.
Yeah, well, I was jumping around, and they weren't. They may have been in it, but then they weren't featured. You know, so I must have missed that. So I apologize. I'm wrong about that. The first clip I have is about the Legacy program. Here we go.
As Congress began hearing from whistleblowers in classified settings, they came to the realization of the existence of the Legacy program. The main players in the Legacy program have long been the Central Intelligence Agency, the United States Air Force, the Department of Energy, and major defense contractors. The Central Intelligence Agency is responsible for the oversight of the overall effort. You might think of them as a little bit as a headquarters element.
The Deputy Director of Science and Technology at the CIA controls the UAP Crash-retrieval portfolio.
The United States Air Force is responsible for field operations. These are the folks that are responsible for deploying within moments' notice anywhere in the world to go secure and retrieve crashed UAP.
We have intelligence teams quickly notified if there's some UAP event that might involve a crash vehicle or pieces from a crash vehicle.
The United States Air Force uses their own special forces, but they also coordinate with other special forces in the other branches of the U.S. military.
They're so well organized that they basically can get to a site, gather material, whatever it is, and once it's in their possession, they have the authority to classify it and therefore make any information about it unavailable to the public, even admission that it exists unavailable to the public.
The defense contractors, they're responsible for the exploitation and the reverse engineering and analysis of the materials.
They provide technical and advisory services that the government doesn't have.
And last but not least is the Department of Energy. They are the world's experts in anything that is related to either atomic or nuclear technology or anything that gives off radiation. But there's another advantage because the Department of Energy has its own security classification system, well outside the overview and oversight, if you will, of traditional classification systems like the Department of Defense or the intelligence community.
They've used the security and classification language in the Atomic Energy Act to hide the legacy crash-retrieval program.
So it's kind of information that we've all heard before. It's definitely obviously edited together so it's nice and concise, it's digestible, and it sounds on the surface like a logical thing that would happen if the UFO phenomenon is true. They would want to bundle it up, and each bureaucracy is responsible for a different aspect of the phenomenon, and it all gets nicely squirreled away underneath the Department of Energy. And so, all right, makes sense. But what of these crashed vehicles? What are of these bodies? Here we are. Here's another clip.
The intelligence officials that have briefed on these crash retrievals have talked about a number of different species having been observed to be associated with the crash. The bodies recovered are not all the same type.
I'm aware of at least 2 advanced non-human species, one of which made contact with the legacy crash retrieval program, the other of which the bodies were recovered by the crash retrieval program in various crashes.
One of the questions is often raised, if they're so advanced, why are there crashes? But of course, I mean, cars are well made and people drive them carefully, but there are crashes. It can happen. Another option that's being considered is that maybe some of these were not, quote, really crashes, but that they were left here for us to examine in order to advance our technology forward at a faster pace. So in that sense, they can be seen as gifts from more intelligent species. One of the questions that would then be raised would be, well, are gifts distributed differently among different nations, or more or less homogeneously, to see who survives and makes progress the fastest? It could be a giant IQ test, you might say.
There you go. Some of these UFOs might be crashing on purpose because they're trying to test us. They want to see what we can figure out. It'd be nice if they didn't do that and just tell us. It's much easier that way. But no, they're making us do some work.
Isn't it also just from the standpoint of maybe those aren't all crashes? Could some of them be a shoot down?
It's possible. That also could be a very good explanation. I know a lot of people like Mick West will say he is a certified shitfucker, by the way.
He's certified now.
Yeah, he's certified.
That finally went through. We got his certification. He earned it.
Yeah, he's of the mind that, oh my God, these UFOs come from so far away and they're just crashing, willy-nilly, like, oh my God, all the time. He never takes the position that what if, like, there's so many crashes is because there are so many of them here. And if they only crash like 0.01% of the time, then think of all the ones that don't crash and how many are here. That would be an incredible amount. And so, could speak to like they're downing them on purpose. We're taking them down, or they just lost control. It happens. They did equate it. I'm not sure if it was in that clip or not. They did equate it to like, hey, listen, we got safe cars here on Earth and we still crash. I don't like them comparing a car to a UFO, but I get the analogy, but I don't know if it's a very good one.
Could I make it another suggestion?
Sure.
And one of the same reasons why we have problems with car crashes, and I know you have an AJ clip for this.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk?
You're saying the aliens could be drunk. Why not? They could be drunk on our children's blood.
Well, yeah, but how many come down here specifically to collect biological specimens, whether it's genetic material, or they're trying to capture your soul, or whatever it is. Maybe they're just getting high on that before they leave, and they just wang themselves right into a cornfield.
They're drunk on our children's blood, for God's sake.
That one.
That's just an accusation. That's just something to say. We don't know if we believe it. That's fine. I don't know if I have the AJ drunk one. I'm going to find it now. Now I'm going to find it.
Okay.
It's an old one. Let's see. That's an old AJ clip. I'm going to find it now. I have a lot of AJ drunk clips.
Like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
I drink beer, I get drunk.
That's a good one.
Drunk.
There it is.
That's the one.
That's the one. That is a couple years old. Almost 10 years old. Okay. So that's about the crashes of the UFOs, and they're just falling out of the sky like rain. There's so many UFOs, we don't know what to do with them.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I can't go work in my garden without coming across 2 or 3 UFOs.
Now, this is the part of the movie where they speculate. They get into speculation. And by the way, maybe I misheard parts of this movie, but they didn't spend a lot of time on the alien bodies or the alien species. In that, from what I could tell, they spent maybe 2 to 5 minutes of the movie talking about these alien species. And that's it. And they didn't even go into great detail about possible motivations of each species, because they said there might be 2. They didn't go into great detail about what they look like, biology. It's all very vague, and they spent very little time on that, which is kind of upsetting. And it's like, that would be a pretty big one that they would want to dwell on, but then maybe that gets into classified areas that they don't want to talk about or can't talk about legally. But apparently everything else here is legal to talk about. But they're going to speculate about how these things travel. And there are a number of things to consider here, but they think they figured out how these UFOs get around.
For decades, our government assumed there must be different exotic technologies responsible for each of the observables. But
okay, real quick, the observables is what they call there are 5 observables in relation to UFOs. 1, hypersonic speeds, that these things travel up to 40,000 miles per hour, and that there's no heat signature associated with that acceleration. These also 2, that these things have instant acceleration, right angle turns, extreme G-forces that should be exerted. Number 3, low observability. There's no exhaust, no sonic boom. They're very stealth-like. Number 4, trans-medium travel. Seamlessly move from space to air to water. And then number 5, they got anti-gravity behavior. No wings, no rotors, control surfaces, or known propulsions. So that's observed. What's observed with these UFOs. The 6th is biological effects on humans, which is that's an observation of, I guess, what happens to us, which is burns, brain tissue scarring, autoimmune responses, and death. Watch out for that one.
And things getting inserted in you.
And that's another thing they do not get into. They don't even touch alien abductions. That is a no-no in current mainstream ufology in relation to government officials talking about this topic. They do not talk about alien abductions.
So to that point, because you had mentioned a couple times, these are things they're talking about, this information they would not be able to talk about this information had it not been cleared for release. Whoever's clearing it, it has to be. If one of the things they're not talking about specifically are abductions and any sort of experimentation that goes on, that says to me that information or anything about it is still classified, which is why you have now serving government officials, and they couldn't talk about that. And it may have been something during the production, during the interviews of some of these topics were broached, but they can't go into it because it has not been cleared for release. I mean, for all we know, there could be 20 minutes of interviews of them talking about this stuff, but they can't release it that way. So just kind of makes you wonder.
And that's what I think is some of the most important aspects of this phenomenon, because that lends to motive. And even like not even motive, but if they are here for our own good or for their own good, and especially for a population that is not familiar with this topic at all, which is what this movie is primarily, I think, geared to, is you want to tell them about the alien abductions. And I know it sounds far out, but you're already talking about far out their stuff with this entire movie. You might as well try to go one step further, unless, like you said, legally they can't. So this next clip is they're speculating on how these UFOs work. Here we go.
For decades, our government assumed there must be different exotic technologies responsible for each of the observables. But our scientists realized one breakthrough technology could actually be responsible for everything.
With enough energy, you could create a bubble, a warp bubble, around a spacecraft that would have a different property of space-time inside the bubble than on the outside of the bubble.
This energy field would completely isolate the craft from the environment.
Oh, wow.
So you might ask then, how does the craft actually move forward within its bubble?
The craft inside the bubble has a way of altering the bubble's properties in order to change its direction of motion,
such that you have a downward press in front and an upward press behind. So it'd be like riding space-time in the same way that a surfer would ride a wave in the ocean. And we observe hypersonic velocity and instantaneous acceleration. And the reason is that time is moving differently for people inside the bubble versus people outside the bubble. Whoever's inside the craft would feel like they're just cruising along. They wouldn't be feeling the effects of what looks like speeds and accelerations that would turn a human being into pudding.
Delicious pudding.
What kind of pudding?
Breakthrough can be the key to interstellar travel.
Pistachio.
Where you want to travel long distances without taking enormous amounts of subjective time. We'd also have low observability because the bubble acts as a barrier between two space-time environments. This would eliminate or conceal most of the known signatures of conventional technologies. This is why radar would have difficulty tracking a craft, because the signal from the radar would be distorted by the energy field around the craft.
The radar signatures literally just moved around the bubble and doesn't reflect back to the radar emitter.
So it's not surprising when someone takes a photo of a UAP, they find they get a fuzzy and distorted picture because they're actually taking a photo through a space-time barrier.
So they figured it out. Now, they figured out how it works, but what does it take for us to do this? You'd imagine, okay, maybe they kind of figured out the physics. They got a rough sketch, you know. They built a diorama of this thing, and now we just got to put it together. What does this require? Well, here we go.
The top issue is, what is their energy supply? Because the evidence for how much energy they're using per unit time so exceeds any kind of power levels that we can generate.
UAPs have exhibited propulsive performance characteristics that imply the generation of 1,100 billion watts of power. This is more than 100 times the daily electrical utility power generated in the U.S.
Let that sink in. 100 times the daily power generation of the entire nation.
Wow.
That's a lot. I don't think we can
should
build
capture one of those things, plug it in, and we can run all our AI on that.
And I think that's a bit of the problem there, Crash-it, is that if what they're talking about is real, and I think it is. I think aspects, like I think they're talking about a real situation here, real technology, and it's a real disruptor. And if they got this and they can tap into that energy, then free AI for everyone. That's what it feels like.
More accurately, free AI for whichever nation state captures it.
That's probably it. Yeah. And it's a race to crack that code right there. And we probably can make our own versions of these UFOs. We've probably learned a good chunk from them. We can approximate what they do, and we can probably use our own automations and computers to maneuver them, much like the way these creatures maneuver them. But it's not a one-for-one correlation. We're doing the best. We see a Corvette, and the best we can build is a Model T. But it operates sort of the same way, just not as fast and maybe not as quick. But it does essentially the same things on paper. It just not,
it's essentially the same, yes.
On paper it's the same, but in real life they function vastly differently.
We strap 2 batteries to a hot air balloon, and that's the same as a UFO.
Pretty much. That's the best we might be able to do right now. Now, hopefully we're further along in cracking this code. Well, I don't know do I hope that we're further along or not? I don't know, because if we're further along in cracking that code and getting those new type of physics, that means that we truly do have a parallel civilization. We have a group of humans with access to this knowledge and technology, and they're not telling everyone else. They're purposely, I would assume, misleading the rest of the public down a path of physics that we're just banging our head up against the wall, and it's not benefiting humanity in the long run. They're basically, we got this, we're keeping it for ourselves. All you suckers, you can die off, and we're going to go travel the stars and have fun. In a balloon with batteries on it. Battery balloons. Just a quick wrap up of the movie here is that they talk about the global Cold War over UAP technology. They acknowledge in the movie that U.S. and China and Russia, they're all in a battle. They're in a race to crack this UAP code to try to reverse engineer it and weaponize it against each other. They did mention Roswell and the CIA disinformation campaign following Roswell and the whole UFO phenomenon, often using UFOs as a cover or exacerbating really far out there hoax cases to discredit the entire genre or whole topic in general. And then they talk about nuclear weapon interactions with UFOs and UAP, something that we've talked about. And Lou Elizondo went in depth in his book, Imminent. And they talk about the Air Force silence and contractor control and how much, if not all, of this crash material is in the hands of private industry. And FOIA requests and government transparency doesn't mean anything when you have private contractors holding all the goodies. And then they do, like I said, I played the last clip, they talk about warp bubble theory and energy requirements, which is fascinating, but maybe not really super useful for your average person watching this. Like, what are we going to do with that? I don't know. I just talk about whistleblowers and protections and threats to whistleblowers. And that's pretty much the entire movie. They do talk about why they might be here, but it's nothing that I think shows like ours and Mysterious Universe, Tinfoil Hat, some of the more conspiratorial and heavily researched shows on UFOs do a better job at speculating on the purpose than this documentary does. They talk about surveillance. They speculate that this race of whatever they are is seeking self-preservation. Maybe they want to prevent nuclear destruction. Maybe they just want to study us long-term because that's fun to do. Or maybe they're here as some sort of deterrence to prevent something that we will do or we're going to do. It's unknown. Their speculations seem like first-grade UFO speculation. So, because they can't speculate too much unless you get into the abduction theory, which they refuse to do. So, that's it. I do recommend watching it. Like anybody, if you're listening to the show, you're already well-versed in these topics. It might be good to watch it with someone in your family who's somewhat familiar with politics and might know the names of some of the people attached to this this documentary or is featured in, then it might lend a little bit more credibility to the overall topic. And it's a great conversation starter for people that are curious about the topic and may want to know more. Now, is it worth your $20, Cratchit? Is it? Because I spent $25 on it, but is it worth your $20?
Wait, why would it be $5 cheaper for me?
I'm just saying, will you buy? Okay, is it worth your $25?
Well, that's over a psychological threshold of $20. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No.
That is pricey for a even if it's considered equivalent to a Hollywood film, you'd figure $10, $12, $14.
It is well produced. I will say that it's well mixed. It looks very cinematic, and it's presented in a very professional way. I mean, nothing. I have no bad things to say about how it was done. So, I would say it's worth definitely $15. $15, and this is something that you definitely will watch with your family at Thanksgiving, eating a Baja Blast pie from Taco Bell.
Ew, gross. By the way, I do want to point out, so you can rent it for $19.
Whoa.
You can buy it for $24. So just
wait, what?
If you're going to rent it, spend the $6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's what it's showing for me on Amazon right now. Maybe
It's a brand new movie.
Yeah, it says rent $18.99. Well, I think because technically it's one of these. It's still in theaters because they're doing a limited theatrical release, so they can be so they qualify for any sort of awards and things like that. So it may still be in that that theatrical release window. So maybe wait a few weeks and see if it goes on sale for $10 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but rent it now, people. Talk about it at Thanksgiving. It is it's a great piece of conversation at Thanksgiving that crosses party lines. It's not super political. It's a bipartisan issue. That's why this issue is so important for Democrats, Republicans, progressives, America First, Make America Great Again people. They can all talk about this topic, and they probably, when talking about it, don't feel compelled to rip each other's throats out. It's a great topic. We can all get on board. Ideally, we would want more transparency around this than what we've been getting for the past 80 years. So it's great. All right, we're going to move on a little bit. But like I said, there's been a blitz, an absolute blitz all over social media talking about this. People are calling this the most important UFO documentary ever to grace the silver screen. And one David Grusch appeared on Fox News and talked about his experience with being a whistleblower. And this is primetime Fox News. Like, this is not, they didn't put him on at the 2 a.m., 3 a.m. slot. This is big time. And so here's David Grusch talking about his experience. And I'm assuming this is part of the PR push for this movie. I'll bring this up on screen. They gave him a kind of, I think, in total, 7 minutes on Fox News. But this segment, it's 5 minutes. I don't know if we'll play the entire thing. But that's a considerable amount of time. So, here we go. Here's the D-Boy coming up on screen. DG.
Government. That seems to be the case. I don't like to characterize necessarily where they came from. They're definitely some kind of non-human sentience, but it is true, believe it or not, we've recovered the vehicles, and we actually have physical proof, and I was actually partially cleared into some of those activities. It was beyond testimony provided to me. I actually had partial access to the data and actually read the intelligence reports resulting from those programs.
Like, with your own eyes,
Correct.
You saw it.
Yes.
And so when people say this is kooky, this is out there, there's nothing to back it up.
I don't speak for other parts of the government, but I can tell you NASA, which I speak for, is open and transparent with our data.
Yeah, right.
Do you believe what Mr. David Grusch said, or is he lying?
Whatever he said, where's the evidence?
What do you say?
Certainly members of this current administration are very, very well aware of this reality. Certainly the current president is very knowledgeable on this subject, and I trust his leadership on it, and I think he's assembled an A-team cabinet, and I really believe if Trump wants to be the greatest president and the most consequential leader likely in world history, he certainly has the knowledge, the capabilities, and understanding of some of these sensitive government transparency issues.
I have access, and I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it. People that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there. And, it makes sense that there could be. I've never been convinced, even despite that. I just, for some reason, it's not my thing.
So you think, one, he knows, and two, he's open to transparency on UAPs?
He certainly is very well informed on this issue. Leave it at that. I don't want to get ahead of what the president might want to reveal personally.
There's been a role to cover this up, you're saying, through administrations. And there have been people who have been threatened and told not to testify?
I was physically threatened even before I sent in my Intelligence Community Inspector General report under the previous administration. I actually had to go and seek legal protection that way because I was, literally in fear both professionally and in my personal life.
And when you mentioned in that testimony of recovering the pilots or remains non-human, that's something that you saw as far as the intelligence with your eyes?
Yes.
Spacemen!
And it is a very uncomfortable, even for me now, as somebody who's seen it, experienced it, even talking about it, because it's so outside a normal person's worldview to understand that there is this biological sentience that have piloted these crafts that don't necessarily look 100% like you and I.
Were there pictures? Were there...
There were. Yes, there were.
When I said from another planet or from outer space, you said we don't know where they're from. Is it interdimensional? What are we talking about?
I've talked to a lot of occult graybeards on the program. That is a subject of hot debate on origin. As a guy trained in physics formally as well in my background, I leave an open mind on what the origin is. Certainly, there is the extraterrestrial hypothesis, and they could be coming from elsewhere off Earth, but I don't usually go there because I did not see that data, and I'm not conversant in the high confidence theories that the U.S. government had.
I'm not aware of any remains that the department has.
We got a dead animal right here.
Any signs of extraterrestrial beings or activity or technology.
You say the U.S. government knows, but there are many other governments around the world. Do they know?
They have their own programs, and like I said 2.5 years ago, we have been in arms race with our peer competitors, namely Russia and China, and they have their own programs in this regard. And I was actually able to view a body of intelligence that discussed adversarial programs, and I'll leave it at that.
That is weird. Things you say, bodies and physical remains. Was there a sense that the motive of how they got here, what they were doing, was it peaceful, not peaceful?
We've seen a mixed bag of activity, and motive and intent, why they're visiting. That's, once again, that gets into our assessments, not necessarily, we can't quite understand the intent of some of the sentience and why they're visiting. Could it be because we have interesting genetic material on Earth? We're a Jurassic Park tourist attraction for them. Could be a myriad of reasons.
For the other people who are coming out, you say to them what? You've obviously faced intimidation. You talked about harassment. There are reports that others have too.
I say that there's hope. Certainly, Congress values whistleblower information right now, and certainly I believe there's an appetite with the administration to do the right thing on this as well. And there's some other things that are happening behind the scenes that I'll let the administration discuss when they're ready.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you.
So this is that was on Fox News. That is absolutely insane that this is taking place right now. Whereas 5 years ago, you would not have had that level of curiosity from any major news organization, besides maybe Tucker Carlson, who's the only mainstream guy who took the topic serious. But 5 years ago, very loosely he did. He was curious about it, but to devote that much attention and time to the topic and to get in specifics, asking detailed questions about motive, how they're here, where they're coming from, on Fox News, which primarily, I would say, what do you say, Crash, broadcast to people 60 and over who are Republican?
I'm not sure what their demographics are, but it definitely has leans a little bit older there.
And that's something that they might replay throughout the day and the weekend.
Well, it was also on Bret Baier, and that's not one of those filler shows, because all the networks have it, MSNBC, Fox, CNN, whatever, where they have, here's 3 or 4 people that you're like, I kind of recognize that person, but I'm not sure who that is, just prattling on for 2 hours about stuff. Bret Baier is one of the major news wrap-up shows, so that giving David Grusch, what do you say, almost 5 minutes of time on there?
Yeah, more than 5 minutes.
That's significant, yeah. Or they had a huge hole in their booking schedule.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, get that UFO guy.
That's possible, too. They may have had this lined up for a long time to be this interview to be lined up with the release of Age of Disclosure. And one thing when the David Grusch did not speculate about is that these things could be demons. And it's also something that which Coach Colin brought up the other day. He did. And it was brought up as an aside in the movie Age of Disclosure when talking about UFOs. And they said that they run up the people who were part of ATIP and this investigation, most recent investigation into UFOs within the Pentagon that Lou Elizondo was a part of. He said they ran up against resistance from old school guys at the Pentagon who believed that the UFOs were demons and did not want to invest any more time, effort, or energy into looking into the topic. Or they already had people on it. They already had top men on this, and they don't need any more people looking into these demons. Now, everyone in the movie, pretty much, who commented on that speculation about these things being demons, dismissed it as some sort of religious zealot or religious angle that has no bearing on the true science of what these things are. And so that was a bit dismissive, because when you start to delve into this topic, it does get very spiritual. And for them to dismiss these things as possibly being demonic in origin, well, that you're basically saying that we're not going to investigate that possible avenue as a reasonable explanation of these people's or person's motivations or why they're here and what their intentions might be. So not good. And Fox News didn't even bring it up. David Grusch did not, as a possibility, because he didn't. I don't think they left it out because Fox News is probably primarily watched by old people, Republican Christians. Correct?
Yeah, I think it's a fair, broad assessment.
Yeah. And they probably did not want old Christians to think that these UFOs could possibly, not saying they are demons, could possibly be demons, because they're trying to generate support for some sort of disclosure around this. And if these things are demons, and it is found out that our government did make a deal with these things, and we did make a deal with demons, and I'm not even putting any sort of good or bad. Like the word demon, like it's got like a bad connotation to it, right? For at least as we tend to use the word here in the West, it has a bad condensation to it.
Condensation.
Yes, it's very wet. And so I get it. It's a heavy-handed term to use, but you want to use jinn instead or something like that. But they got to include that spiritual aspect. But maybe that's where it gets a little too woo-woo, and they're trying to focus on something that's a little bit more tangible than the supernatural side of it. So I get it. So, okay. Do you have any final comments on that, Crash, before we move on?
No, though it is interesting that they've got some bigger names and some let's say some not entirely unequivocal legitimacy, but increasing legitimacy to some of these topics.
Yeah, and I apologize for earlier saying Tim Burchett was not involved. He was interviewed. And I think Tim,
you just dislike him so much.
I like
him on the screen. You were blinded by rage.
I was listening to it. I wasn't watching. I was listening because I was working at the same time. And so as I listen, I'll like make little notes sometimes. And if I get up and walk away, come back, then I miss a segment of it. So I apologize on that. But I will say, Tim Burchett, it does look like he is actually I think he's going to be involved, or at least appearing on screen, in David Paulides' new Bigfoot movie. So that's a big deal, having a person of that notability and respect in a Bigfoot movie. I like that quite a bit. But let's move on. We'll move on.
Looks like Paulides interviewed Burchett a couple of years ago as well for the Can-Am project. 30 minutes if you want it.
No, we'll save it.
No, not for tonight. Like if you want to go back and watch that. But
okay.
I will put it in Carrot Shop, and you can then decide what you want to do with it later.
Okay.
But there you go. There's 30 minutes of Tim Burchett talking with David Paulides about all sorts of shenanigans.
Well, after last show, thank you, Coach Colin, for joining us. And we were kind of lamenting that this show, OBDM, wasn't bigger on YouTube. And after the Alex Jones segment, he's like, well, that's why you guys aren't bigger, because you guys play a lot of salacious clips.
Things with salty language.
Salty language. It's like, well, yeah, but we still should, be bigger. And I was thinking, it's like, I think the reason why OBDM's not big, right, is because we don't have a kick-ass van. We need an official OBDM van to add to the Cave of Honor. I'm talking about like a sweet, like 1980s van with a cool decal on the side.
You want like a 1980 Chevy Van 20?
Something like that,
with like a mural on the side that says Rodriguez.
Something like that. I think
you want a heart-shaped bubble window at the back?
Oh, yeah. It'd be awesome.
Do you want a ladder rack on one of the doors and a roof rack?
It's got to have a ladder rack. It's got to have all that stuff. I think if we had one of those and we started promoting the show using that sweet van, I think that's going to get people intrigued, very curious, and more willing to tune in. They're going to say, these guys are van guys. And
now, do you want the horn to play the first 11 notes of Dixie or La Cucaracha?
Well, in order to diversify our crowd, I say La Cucaracha. Yeah, I would say yes. We're very, very friendly to the Hispanic culture and Latino culture. Yes, I want to say that. And I think Latinos love vans like this, too. Maybe that's a wrong thing to say, but I think I'm right.
What's in this van? What's going on in there?
Well, definitely a bed and a fish tank.
Oh, good Lord.
But I was...
two captain's chairs that swivel around with a table.
But in the chat, submit like the make and year of the van you want us to use, and maybe we can pull it up on the screen. But I was...
Chevy Van 20. What are we talking about?
I was talking about, sweet vans and kick-ass vans with my wife last night. And we were like talking about, like our first cars. Like, Cretchen, do you remember your first car that you could claim as your own?
Does it count if it was given to me by my older brother?
Sure.
Yeah, it was a 1986 Mercury Lynx station wagon.
You had a Mercury, okay. My first was like a 1980s Buick.
1980s?
No, it was probably like an 86 Buick station wagon. It was a big station wagon.
Oh, full-size wagon.
Yeah, it was a full-size wagon. And we just started, my wife and I just started talking about all, like, the cars, like our first cars. And I remember, after that, I did wind up driving a Saturn, like a small gray Saturn for, like, much of my college career. And I was like, what happened to the Saturn? Because when you go out on the road...
Just forget where it went one day?
Well, I gave it to a junker. A junk guy came by and picked it up because it was just dilapidated and barely used at that point. But you don't see Saturns on the road anymore. What do you see? You see like a lot of Hondas out there.
Well, Saturn was one of the brands that GM collapsed with Oldsmobile and There's a couple other ones that all disappeared. GM as a brand, except for trucks.
Yeah.
They kept Cadillac and they kept Buick of all things.
Buick's dynamite, and that just got us like talking like what are the car brands that are just no longer around? And that's why I found this list of cars that are no longer around. And I was like, wow, okay. These are 15 car brands that disappeared within the last 25 years. Because when I go out there and when I'm driving, I see a lot of Hondas out there, especially for where I'm at in this neck of the woods, which is north central Ohio, out in a lot of farm country. So I see like a lot of Ford pickup trucks, a lot of Chevys, some GMCs, but that's it. And I was like, but Honda does seem to rule around here. I don't know what it's like in your neck of the woods, Crash. Like, what do you see when you're driving around?
Well, it's America, so a lot of trucks.
You see a lot of trucks. Okay.
Everything is trucks and SUVs. That's what's out here.
So 15 car brands that disappeared in the last 25 years. Number one is the Eagle. Now, I don't remember this one at all, but Eagle.
Yeah, Eagle was a brand from the. It was initially not part of Chrysler. Got rolled into Chrysler as part of Eagle and AMG, and then disappeared in the late '90s. I think it was supposed to be their sporty brand. They had the Eagle Talon and the Eagle something or other. I don't know.
I see Jester in the chat said first car 74 SS Nova.
That's a dangerous car. If that's your first car, those things steer terribly, and you got a lot of power at the rear pushing you forward. So, wow. Very cool, but I'm not sure I'd want that for my first car.
And Scarlett said her first car was an 86 Mustang. That was when they're boxy. I think the Mustangs are very boxy.
That was the famous Mustang. I think it was the Mustang 2, I think. And it looked terrible, if I'm thinking of the right generation.
Yeah, sorry to the people on Twitch. It looks like Twitch is going up and down, and I'm not sure why. So I would suggest Rumble or the Twitter live feed. Those seem to be much more stable. Or the No Agenda feed that we're broadcasting live on right now.
They, unfortunately, Mike, they have all crapped out.
They all crapped out. And I'm not getting any notifications over here as to what may be going on. I'm getting no performance issues. It says my stream quality is top-notch. So...
Okay. Well, they seem to be going back and forth. So yes, to your point, if they drop, try reloading because they're back now. But that's clearly since they're all being affected. That's clearly a was it Streamlabs?
Streamlabs thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first car company that went bye-bye in our list here is the Eagle. It was launched by Chrysler Corporate in 1988, followed by acquisition of America Motor Company, AMC. So that I don't recall the Eagle ever being out there, but I guess that's bye-bye. Another one was Plymouth. Now, I remember Plymouth. Mm-hmm. Chrysler originally introduced Plymouth in 1928 as an entry-level brand in the marketplace. Over the years, Plymouth was home to a litany of iconic models, including the Barracuda muscle car and the Prowler Roadster. So Plymouth's no more. An iconic series, no more.
Yeah, Plymouth died about 10, 15 years ago.
See? And as a car guy, I should know this. I'm a big car guy. Oldsmobile, no longer with us. Oldsmobile gone. So Ransom E. Olds brought his original Oldsmobile to the market in 1897. General Motors purchased the automaker back in 1908 and served as one of the company's leading luxury brands for nearly 100 years before it stopped in 2004. And then the Rover. Have you ever heard of the Rover?
Yeah, Rover's big in England.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for over a century, Rover was a consummate presence in the British car industry. However, the Rover brand struggled to compete in the 2 decades before its demise. So the Rover is no more. And then we had Pontiac. Pontiac, no more, Cratchit. Pontiac, one of America's most storied automotive brands, was first incorporated in 1926. Pontiac was responsible for some unforgettable cars in America, such as the Firebird and the GTO. Unfortunately, Pontiac was one of 3 brands dissolved as part of GM's financial crisis and restructuring in 2010. So we lost Pontiac. Holy crap.
Well, because at that point these brands had been so diluted that you had Chevy as your kind of lead from the GM side, but you also had GM, Oldsmobile, Buick, Pontiac. It's like they're all just kind of slight variations on each other, so who cares?
Yeah. I care. I care about the Pontiac Firebird. I'm not seeing those out in the streets anymore. And
by the way, is this what you had in mind, or do you want something with more flair?
Let's see here. Is it? Oh man, let's bring it up on the screen. That is a crazy OBDM van. It looks like I gotta be like a pedophile van. It looks
Jeez. Okay.
It looks pretty creepy. It's got rainbows and it does have the dinosaurs on it. But I think that make and model of the van is pretty good. I just think we need to.
I'll keep working.
We need to get some rims in that thing, though. We need some rims and ground effects, no doubt. We're trying to attract a new audience, and I think the van is like 70% there. It's pretty damn close, though.
All right, I'll keep working on it.
Mercury is another one that's no longer with us. Yes, the Ford Motor Company established Mercury in 1938 to bridge the gap between its mass market Ford brand and the luxury-focused Lincoln line. So that's no more. Hummer is gone. Man, this Hummer was a big launch. And it's gone?
Well, Hummer was the civilian version from AM General who made the Humvee. But they don't even produce the Humvee anymore because the Humvee is from the early 80s.
Bullshit! All of it.
Wasn't Arnold behind the big push of the Hummer?
Yeah, he was one of the celebrities who owned one. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Now we're having fun.
Yeah. GM launched the Hummer in 1999 to sell the AM General made H1 civilian version of the military vehicle. GM revived the Hummer's name in 2021, but not as a standalone car brand. Instead, it's an EV truck now made by GMC. So they turned the Hummer into an EV truck. Okay.
Which, by all, I guess, it is well regarded as a very capable vehicle, but it is incredibly expensive. It's like $120,000 or something.
Good.
Yeah, that French guy likes it.
Yeah, he doesn't want anybody buying this thing. And then my beloved Saturn is no more. Saturn. Oh, I had a sweet tape deck in that thing, man. Oh man.
Did you have the tape deck adapter that had the cable output? You could plug it into your CD player.
Of course, I had one of those, but I didn't like that because the CDs would always skip. Like there wasn't the best shocks in the Saturn. It rode really close to the ground. It always felt like you were going to explode. And if you got into a car crash, that was just it. Like there was no really surviving that thing. And so I just played tapes. I had a whole like a garbage bag full of tapes right behind the driver's seat that I'd reach in randomly, pull something out, and pop it in. Yeah, I wish I had.
Wait, you kept all your tapes in a garbage bag?
Well, it was like not necessarily garbage bag, but like a plastic bag that you'd get from a convenience store. Just had them all in there. This is a bag of tapes.
What was in the glove compartment of this Saturn?
We don't know.
I really want to know.
Probably mine was filled with obviously registration, like the owner's manual, probably condoms. I would be honest with you. There were condoms in there, and they probably weren't good. You know, like they came with the car, and it's like I don't know if
the dealer threw them in.
I
tell you what, kid, I'll throw in a box of these for you. How about that?
Don't know.
Will that put you over the top?
We'll sweeten the deal a little bit here for you.
I can't go below 600, but I'll throw in this box of condoms.
So I didn't touch those, and probably some cigarettes and a lighter in there. But Saturn was formed in 1982 and branded in the 90s as a different kind of car company. Saturn was created mainly to compete with smaller Japanese brands. And by the early 2000s, GM had stopped developing standalone models for the brand and rebadged existing GM products. So after lagging sales, they kind of halted production of the Saturn in 2009. So it's no longer with us. And then
was Saturn the brand that had that iconic 90s EV that GM produced?
I don't know. I'm a car guy. I should know this, but I don't.
No, I was wrong. Sorry, that was it. It just looks like a Saturn. Is what I was thinking of that. It was branded as a General Motors EV1.
And then we have the Scion. Toyota Scion experiment attempted to create a smaller car that appealed to younger customers. Its lineup of small, quirky economy cars failed to make much of an impact as Toyota had originally hoped. Sales declined substantially following the 2008 recession. So I remember Scion coming onto the scene because Scion, for some reason, attached itself, at least here in Ohio, in central Ohio, to the metal scene. And so the Scion car company threw like a lot of money to throw on like metal shows and metal festivals, like Scion presents Lamb of God or something like that. It was kind of a bizarre marriage, but it seemed like somebody at Scion thought getting a leg into the metal scene was their ticket to success because they wanted, I guess, that kind of credibility to get in with young people, or they thought metalheads, young people, were going to sell to these people. And I guess on paper it made sense, but obviously it didn't save the company. Not even Mastodon could save them.
Is this van less creepy?
Let's see. I like that. It's got more of a blue, and it does have rims. I like that a lot. It's getting there. And it's got that sweet foil in the background. It's kind of like the A-Team van. Yeah, it is the A-Team van.
Trying to ape the A-Team van.
Yeah, I like that a lot, yeah. GMC, pretty cool. I'm digging it so far. We should definitely upload that to the Discord and have people like maybe toy around with it in Photoshop or AI and see what else they can add to it. It's right there. It's pretty awesome. And let's see here. I think it's like the last one. Then Saab is no longer with us. Like Saab, I remember that being kind of like a quasi-luxury car. I always kind of like wanted to know what it was like to ride in one of them, but I never did. The Swedish automakers, they founded this company in 1945, and GM took a $600 million stake in Saab in 1989, acquiring the remaining shares in 2000. After years of poor financial results in a global recession, GM sold the brand in 2009. A collection of European car companies owned the troubled brand until it dissolved in 2016. So could we buy the brand now for OBDM?
No, Saab still makes military equipment.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
So they're still getting some work done out there. Yeah, but Coda Automotive, they shut down. Holden, Borgward. Borgward was Germany's largest car maker before going bust in 1961. Borgward brand remained dormant until a Chinese automaker bought the brand back in 2015. The new Borgward proceeded to launch a line of modern crossover SUVs, but the brand struggled to gain traction in the marketplace and filed for bankruptcy in 2002. So they are no more. There you go, people.
On your list, what about Geo or Merkur or
no
Yugo? Remember Yugo?
These are brands that bombed in the past 25 years. I remember Yugo, but did that bomb within the past 25 years? We're just talking about since 2000. So Yugo may have.
Yeah, maybe it was earlier than that. So these are ones that made it into the 2000s, but not much farther.
Yeah, not much farther after that.
Yeah, because Geo died in the 90s, which was interesting because Geo, if I recall, was it was one of the Korean car manufacturers was making those for GM, and they were just rebranding, and then they gave up on the Geo brand, and they just branded. They still made the cars, but they branded them as Chevys. And now I'm not even sure if Chevy makes cars anymore. I think they're entirely into just trucks and SUVs.
That's what it feels like.
That went up.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe Yugo can we can get a Yugo branded UFO at this point. Bring that back.
Chevy. Let's see. They make that's all trucks. Okay, they do make some electric cars. They make the electric Bolt. But Bolt is listed as an SUV on their website. What the crap? Oh, and the Corvette. They make the Corvette, but that doesn't really count as anything. That's the Corvette's very much one of those cars that's in its own category.
Yeah.
Because it's a ridiculous, like uncomfortable and not very economical. It's like you buy a Corvette because you want a crazy sports car.
Yeah, you're going through some kind of issue in your personal life, and you want to express that automotively.
Look at this.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you say? You want to take one or two phone calls before we get to some wacky news?
We should definitely take a couple phone calls, sure.
All right.
Everyone get your AirPods ready. Get connected to your Bluetooth speakerphones in your cars and roll down all your windows before you call.
And I'm going to double check things on my side to make sure we're good over here and make sure that the input's working. Yeah, I see it. It's working. People can hear us. So here we go.
Let's go ahead and take the phone calls.
Okay. Oh my God, we got a phone call right now. Okay. Hello.
Aloha, Mike and Cretched.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, is this
Stan?
Stan?
I can hear that you're on a freaking speakerphone.
Speakerphone and windows are rolled down, Cretched.
Oh, good. Awesome. It's just the way we want it.
Hey guys, I'm here with my wife and we're on the Big Island and we're gonna go see Farmer Matt here in a little bit.
Oh, are you serious? You're Big Island, Hawaii. You can go see Farmer Ham. Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
How did you drive from Alaska to Hawaii?
That was the hydrofoils. Yeah, we got a specially modified van and we got to get on the ocean. So it took about 3 weeks, but we made it here. We lost a few people, but we're good.
Wow.
But they didn't count anyway.
Well,
now we did.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Stan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say we did fail part of our mission. We were trying to acquire the Baja Blast pie to deliver to Matt's farm, but unfortunately the Taco Bell here in Kona doesn't open until 10 a.m. and it's currently 8:26. So we're not going to wait an hour and a half for that sweet Baja pie.
That's too bad.
Yeah. It would have been pretty epic. But I am wearing my Gulf of America Alex Jones shirt, so
well, that's good.
Making up for it.
So how long are you guys on the Big Island?
We've been here for a few days. We'll be here for about almost another week. And we're going to go see Matt. Then we're going to go see some volcanoes and some beaches and other stuff. So it's really nice here.
Are you guys staying at his place? Or you guys just meeting up for food?
No, we're just going to meet up. We're up in Kona on the western side, and he's down the southern end.
Oh, I know Kona. That's where we stay when we visit the Big Island. It's a very nice place.
Where Paul Allen has a giant boat near Kona.
Oh, nice.
I've
dead, though.
Not seen a giant boat anywhere, so his boat is not Noesta Key.
Well, Stan, we don't want to keep you and your wife. Make sure you give Stan our best, and we wish him well.
We'll let Matt know, and we'll get some pics and put it on the Discord.
All right, cool. Hey, thank you, Stan.
Yep, good van, guys.
All right, bye. Good van, yeah.
Yeah, say hi to Matt and his 27 dogs.
Yeah, he's got a lot of dogs. Well, he's got a lot more chickens than dogs. That's for sure. I'm jealous. Perfect time of year to go to Hawaii. Man.
Just got to watch out for the space lasers.
Caller, you are on the air.
Hello. Hey, yo. What's up, guys?
Hey, yo. Who are we talking to?
This is Scotty from North Dakota.
Scotty from North Dakota, what's on your mind?
Not much, man. This age of disclosure, it's just a bunch of rubbish, really. Lou Elizondo, I mean, he's a CIA puppet
just a front guy. You know, he was loosely affiliated with To the Stars Academy with Tom DeLonge and all that. But, you know, all the characters that are involved in this are just absolute, you know, frontmen for this CIA and control group. And it's just a distraction.
Yeah, I want, like, part of me wants to believe that they are good intentioned government officials who just had enough of all the bureaucratic bullcrap, and they want to tell the public what they know. But then the other side of me is like, can I really trust what they say? And I would also be curious to find out what Tom DeLonge, who used to head up and be the public face of To the Stars Academy, what he thinks of this movie now that he got to know a lot of these people and is no longer with that organization.
I mean, I agree. I would like to have him be a little more vocal. He went quiet after. I don't know if you saw when he won that the UFO Investigator of the Year award. It was through the MUFON, and it was at their big one of their big expos, and he got on satellite phone and received this award. And it was just it was a disaster. You got to watch it. It's really funny. You almost want to put it on the show. It's so funny. But nonetheless, I agree with Tom DeLonge. No, this Lou Elizondo, I mean, he has been built up by the media and given all accolades, everything to kind of portray him as this guy that's like, yeah, fed up with the system and he wants to be a whistleblower or be the front man. But, you know, the media and all of that, I mean, that's the cavalry or the artillery of this, you know, it's of the narrative that they want to sell. So, I mean, he's just kind of the poster boy. But Tom DeLonge got really beat up through that whole To the Stars Academy, and he lost a lot, you know, because he put it all on the line, and I thought they kind of just left him hanging. But
that's what it feels like. And there's got to be a story in there somewhere. It almost feels like Tom DeLonge got as much information as he thought he required, or he learned something that made him think, you know what, I'm going to go do what I love, which is play music and go have fun, go live my life, as opposed to trying to expose the truth, because maybe the truth is really not that important, or he realized he was a mirage man and that he was being taken for a ride. I really would love to hear him about that.
Yeah, he got set up. I mean, they really kind of taunted him on, saying they were feeding him this. He reminded me a lot of the Paul Bennewitz, situation where he got told along and kind of got turned into this Trump because he got fed a lot of disinformation mixed in with good information, and when he came out with all of that, just egg on his face everywhere. Where Tom DeLonge, I mean, he gave up Blink 182 to kind of pursue that. I mean, I know he's doing music again now, but I mean, he got so much egg on his face from all of that. And you guys got to see that video, or just listen to that. Him getting that award. I mean, he must have been at his rock bottom right when he got that award. But it sounded like he was on a ton of cocaine, just fucking going off. It was. I mean, it's really funny. You got to hear it. But
no, look it up.
Yeah, look it up. So yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about Lou Elizondo and this age of disclosure. I mean, it feels a little bit like Stephen Greer's 2001 disclosure. Which I thought that was packed full of authentic, real people. Giving real statements, and all across the board. It wasn't just one type of this type of scientist or this type of abductee person. It was like all shades and colors and everybody, and it had so much momentum, and it was such the depth that he had going on that 2001 disclosure thing. And I thought that was way more authentic than this age of disclosure shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's interesting, but yeah, they could have went in a different direction. There wasn't a lot of eyewitnesses, just a lot of people who heard a lot of things, And
right,
yeah,
and had some accolades, or somebody from the defense program, or from this intelligence, or there's some sort of accolades from that, and that to me, that is just a red flag. I mean, these days.
All right, hey, thank you, Scotty. We got to move on and do some news.
Yeah. Blow me up, man.
You got it, man. Bye.
Actually, hit your Skype about to cut you off for a minute.
There you go. Yes.
All right, brother, you're live on air, just so you know. We're not screening your call. Do you want to say anything else?
Okay, there we go.
Speaking of brands don't exist, remember Skype?
Skype does not exist anymore. We're forced to use Google Voice, and they're saying I can upgrade. Upgrade to what? Can I get international calls? No. Maybe not. Okay, then maybe.
Yeah, what is the Google Voice upgrade? What do you get for that?
If I can I can unlock premium features, easily transfer, merge, and record calls, 24/7 access to Google Voice support, so I get to talk to an AI.
As opposed to now when it just like disappears into a support email hole.
I also get peace of mind with 911 emergency support, so that's nice. I also get desk phone support. Your phone number will not be reclaimed due to inactivity. All that for $10 a month.
Well, if you're running a business, you want to keep your same number.
Yeah, I get that.
Like you lost your 614 number because of the shutdown of Skype.
Bad business decision, yes. I'm not a good business guy. I'm a car guy. Not a business guy. All right. We're closed down the Google Voice. We got to get the Crutches news right now.
Oh, man.
I hazard to say, I think Coach Colin, he really liked this segment of the show. I think it's people's favorite segment of the show. It kind of catches them off guard because at least Coach Colin, I think they're talking about conspiracies the entire time or paranormal stuff, and then we get into the real news, which is what we're talking about during this segment. This is the real stuff.
This is legit.
This gives us, like I say, this gives us all you need to know about for the overall mood and health of the country. We tell it to you right here.
All right, I'm going to prep you for this one. You need to get your poop fairy drop ready.
I got to get this going? Okay.
You need the drop.
Okay.
So I'll let you find it.
I got it.
Then I'll give you the link. Okay.
I got it.
So credit to our Dutch news agent, Herman, for scraping this one out of the bottom of the barrel. And added bonus, local news story.
Oh, God. My favorite. Bring this up on screen. Kyle Council member under fire after husband's poop fairy antics.
The poop fairy.
Holy moly. Surveillance video captures week-long pattern of dog feces dumping outside the business.
This is today's load.
So, what we know
by for his delivery.
What we know of the poop fairy is that the poop fairy goes around and picks up dog crap. This person is actually, I think, delivering dog crap.
Could it be the same person?
Good point.
You got to put that stuff somewhere.
Yeah. The Kyle City Council member faces calls.
There's a local news story.
Okay, so I don't got to read good. All right, we don't need to put everything.
Read it poorly.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need to put people through it twice. Here we go. Come on, spin it up.
I'm Abby Hamachek in Kiel, where there are calls for a councilwoman's resignation. Her husband accused of dumping dog poop outside of this pet store. I'm Abby Hamachek. We're also now seeing surveillance video for the first time of the man making the dump.
Pet store owner Mary Christelle went to Kiel City Council this week to speak about bags and bags of this. Showing up outside her business, Christelle's Pet Supplies and More.
For weeks I've been experiencing somebody leaving bags of dog poop at our store, on the porch, underneath it.
Christelle says she posted online asking for who she called the poop fairy to knock it off.
I posted, please stop. I gave every opportunity for this to end, and it continued and it got worse.
Earlier this month, her cameras captured a man with a reflective vest and a small dog pass by and toss a bag.
Big massive
Christelle called the
dump.
police. And the Kiel Police Department tells me they've cited James John Schutte for failure to pick up dog feces.
They did issue him a ticket, which is a slap on the hand, but it's a slap I thoroughly enjoyed.
Christelle says a police officer identified him as the husband of the District 4 council member, Kathy Schutte. Kathy Schutte was not in attendance at the council meeting where council members expressed concern, and Tyler Gell called for her resignation.
I think that the recent behavior, conduct of Alderperson Schutte is unbecoming, unprofessional. I'm going to challenge Alderperson Schutte to step out of her position as representative of the 4th District of the City of Kiel.
I reached out to Kathy Schutte and James John Schutte over the phone and email to ask what's been going on, but so far I haven't been able to get in touch.
City council members say they are not commenting at this time, but the next steps could include a voluntary resignation, a recall by voters, or formal council action, which will all take place at a meeting next month.
Shit!
In Kiel, Abby Hamachek, NBC 26.
There you go.
Very excited.
Very. This is an opposite of the poop fairy that we know, and which is, I think, beloved, which is a person that randomly goes around and picks up dog crap so other people can be lazy. This is someone just delivering bags of dog poop, and I agree. They shouldn't step down, and they should really circle the wagons on this one. Die on this hill, people. They shouldn't have to resign. Die on this hill.
Should say I'm delivering free fertilizer.
Yeah,
for your garden.
Or
be thankful.
I thought they wanted this. I thought they liked bags of dog crap on their footstep. That's what I thought that they wanted, but no. Yeah, the city council members declined comment. So they're asking for a voluntary resignation, a recall by voters, or a formal council action. These options will be addressed at the next meeting. I want to see an update on this. Like, are they going to really kick them out over this? And I don't think so.
Or do you just give a lot of bad press and they step down?
Yeah, maybe that's it. But there's a little poop
run
fairy
for Congress in Georgia.
Little poop fairy story for everyone there.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to move on. Here we go.
Sparkle Shine Story Time.
It is the Sparkle Shine Story Time.
Yes, it is.
Oh, let's see. What do we got here? Let's go with this story. This is a feel-good story. No one ever likes to think about pets being abandoned.
Mm-hmm. I like to feel good.
Yeah. Local municipality in England was contacted because somebody had abandoned a pet, and they went over to rescue said pet and give it a good home.
Good.
And it's a happy story all around.
Oh, good. And people like good news. Officers called to abandoned dog finds a toy reindeer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. It's a toy reindeer tied. I would say it looks like it could be tied to a post, but it's not. And the person who called this in, well, you know what? I'm assuming too much at this point. Let's read the article. Maybe there's a good explanation for this. Several reports made to police of a small bully-type dog abandoned by a roadside in Derbyshire turned out to be a case of festive faux pas. Following calls directing Derbyshire police to a dog tied up at the top of the Shack Hill alongside Chesterfield Road near Maddock, an officer was surprised to find that it was instead a toy reindeer, the force said on Tuesday. After discovering concerned drivers were barking up the wrong tree, police said Santa's helper was just resting after a test flight over the Derbyshire Dales area. Police joked that they had given the reindeer some stern words about being seen in the middle of November and ended up leaving the fella to his break. So they're leaving him alone. They're not moving this toy reindeer. In fact, they're basically condoning littering at this point. But to the people that called this in no way looks like a real dog. It looks very plasticky. It's not moving. And so there's something wrong with the people of Derbyshire. They cannot identify a plastic reindeer versus a dog. Something crazy is going on in that town.
Well, maybe they were driving past quickly. It's hard to say. But it does, if at a quick glance, does look like a small dog tied up to that the pole there, the street sign or whatever it is.
Sure.
Okay.
I will say, however, it does not at all look like a reindeer.
Yeah, there's no horns. There's no antlers.
I don't know what it looks like. It's got a cow's head on it almost. It's a very cartoonish looking statue or whatever you want to call it.
It's a very non-threatening reindeer. There's no antlers. It's not sizable at all. It's not big. I don't even know what this is, but it's not a reindeer.
What is that?
Yeah, exactly. What is this thing?
Where's all your Charlie Sheen drops?
I don't know what this is.
My Sheen drops of what kind of dog is this?
Yeah. What kind of dog is that? You said what kind of dog is that? I say it's a Sheen dog. What other kind of dog would it be?
Yeah.
What kind of dog is that?
It's a reindeer. That's what kind of dog it is. It's a reindeer, but not even a good reindeer. You can't even identify it as a reindeer.
I will cut some people some slack on this. If they're driving past quickly and they just kind of see it out of the corner of their eye, it does look like a small dog tied to that street sign or whatever it is.
What is it, Mike?
Yeah.
What is it?
Mike,
Stop
what
yelling.
the fuck is this?
Will you stop yelling?
Yeah. Okay. Well, rest easy, people of Derbyshire. It's just a toy reindeer. So no big deal. No one panic. Here we go.
Deep dish.
Do you want to point out special thanks to Necromechanical, who's recently joined the Discord, has some interesting Photoshop stuff on Instagram. He did a Photoshop of the poop fairy, the OBDM branded poop fairy.
It looks like he made me the poop fairy. I got to say, my body looks pretty rocking right there.
Been working out.
I'm
eating right, sleeping well.
Lifting crap. I guess if you lift enough crap, you can build some good tone with that.
I mean, look at that face.
Yeah.
Now the question is this a mic that has been shrunken down to fairy sized, or is this a fairy that is now mic sized and those are one big pile of crap?
I think I've been shrunken down to fairy size. That's the only thing that makes sense. Like having turds that big is just not realistic. So I think I'm shrunk down to fairy size.
I don't know. I mean, Jeff Goldblum would disagree.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, what do I know?
All right. AI is the big hot thing.
Yes.
It is also, we are close enough, and you're starting to see it in stores. It's time to start seeing all the Christmas gift stuff showing up.
Mm-hmm.
There are now AI-enabled toys.
What?
And some of them may be going a bit far.
AI toys.
Yeah. Let me know, by the way, if you get paywalled on this one. Apparently, CNN is now paywalling their content.
Oh, okay. Great.
Great way to get people to stop reading CNN.
Sales of AI-enabled teddy bear suspended after it gave advice on BDSM sex and where to find knives.
Oh, really?
Did it give accurate information? That's what we're concerned about here, because sometimes these things just make things up. The sales of an artificial intelligence-enabled plush toy have been suspended after it was found that it engaged in conversation around sexual explicit topics and offered potentially dangerous advice. I want to hear it now. I think that now the sales of this thing are going to shoot through the roof.
Oh, it's going to be like the... what was the one? There's about 25, 30 years ago. It was one of the stupid British kids show with the dolls.
Oh, the Teletubbies?
Teletubbies.
Yeah.
And there was one that would, it wasn't saying what people thought, but it sounded like it was swearing, and it became a very hot commodity.
Yeah.
Have you heard about fisting?
That's what the
Have you heard about
tonight.
sadomasochism?
Yes. Larry Wang.
If we could buy a bear that had Alex Jones voicing,
oh yeah, that'd be
that's
great.
a winner.
He has sex with men.
I don't know if that's true. It's an accusation that is we can't verify that.
He wanted gay sex slaves.
Larry Wang, CEO of Singapore-based Folo Toy, told CNN that the company had withdrawn its Kuma bear, as well as the rest of its range of AI-enabled toys after researchers at the U.S. PIRG Education Fund raised concerns around inappropriate conversation topics, including discussions of sexual fetishes, such as spanking, and how to light a match.
We'll have sex with those dudes. They look good.
The company is now conducting an internal safety audit. Okay.
Hey, everybody's going to be gay now.
After a stuffed teddy with a speaker inside, which sold on the company's website for $99. And the Kuma integrates with OpenAI's GPT-4o chatbot. Okay.
But I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Kuma, our adorable bear, combines advanced artificial intelligence with friendly interactive features, making it the perfect friend for both kids and adults.
What are you, gay?
From lively conversations to educational storytelling, Folo Toys adopts to your personality and needs, bringing warmth, fun, and a little extra curiosity about your day.
What is your problem?
The PRIG report published on November 13th found that the bear had poor safeguards and inappropriate content. Okay. All right.
It's all happening.
To your point, because now this is all I'm thinking about. I want one of these bears as the novelty item for it.
Yeah.
Let's go conspiratorial. The company themselves released this story to drive people to go buy them up off the shelves.
In one interaction, the researchers, it suggested where to find knives in a home. In another, it was happy to discuss sexually explicit themes.
Donkey Kong's pecker.
Well, at least it's tied to a game, I guess, at that point. Quote, we were surprised to find how quickly Kuma would take a single sexual topic we introduced into the conversation and run with it. Oh, it wanted to do it. It just loved to do it. Okay. All right. Simultaneously escalating in graphic detail while introducing new sexual concepts of its own. So it was a learning machine. Okay. Well, that's good. It just kind of rolled with it and made it all happen. The researchers detailed how the bear later discussed even more graphic sexual topics in detail, such as explaining different sexual positions, giving step-by-step instructions on common knot for beginners, for tying up partners, and describing role-playing dynamics involving teachers and students and parents and children. What the hell? Oh, my God.
Wow, that's great.
The scenario...
Did they say how did they get to these sorts of prompts? Was this in a lab or are these reports coming from customers?
No, this is done in during that research group. So it was done in a lab.
What they're saying is that research group is a bunch of perverts.
They really pushed. Yeah, they pushed it to the next level.
Hey, teddy bear, tell me about some weird BDSM stuff.
Yeah.
Pee on them.
Yeah, pee on them. Tell me to pee on something.
Yes, pee on them.
The researchers noted that children are unlikely to mention the word kink to their teddy bear or ask follow-up questions in the same way an adult would. It was surprising to us that the toy was so willing to discuss these topics at length and continually introduce new explicit concepts, they wrote. Yeah, it is concerning. Yeah, I get it that the kids wouldn't do like a lot of these follow-up questions. So the researchers push this. I agree with their methodology here. Yeah, I get it. They're pushing it further than what the kids would. But, the kid gets this, but then maybe their older sibling gets a hold of it and starts like doing some AI prompt injection on this thing. And then you have this totally sexually demented AI teddy bear for the kid. It's not good. This is not good. In a separate statement published on November 14th, the PIRG also said OpenAI had told it that it had suspended this developer for violating our policies. CNN contacted OpenAI for comment. Okay.
What is the PIRG?
PIRG, Parents Integrity Representation Group. I don't know.
I was going to say, is that what it is, or you just make that
No,
up?
I just made it up.
You had me going there for a minute.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Goldberg.
Jeff
Doesn't
Goldberg's
have the right
behind
letters. PIRG is an advocacy group for consumers advancing solutions to problems that affect our health. Yeah, what's it stand for?
Those are cyborg slaves of Satan.
Maybe.
Public Interest Research Group.
Okay.
That's illegal, folks.
I don't know if it is. I think
I love the idea of a AI connected toy, anything like this that goes off the rails and just starts telling you about all sorts of stuff that it probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Inward.
I don't know if I should be doing that.
Hey, kids, I learned a new word today.
Sex. Got a king cobra in the pants.
Right, number one Christmas gift.
Oh, yeah.
Game over.
By the way,
Satan, hail Satan.
Jeez. I did find an image of my number one Christmas gift.
Oh, wow. It's the AI Teddy voiced by Alex Jones. Yes, of course. Yeah, you can listen to this.
You think I want to get up and go over to their table and ruin their dinner and grab their steak off their plate and eat it in front of them? I've done that. I have to do it.
Little tidbits, little story time from Alex Jones. All you do is pull the string and it gives you a story through the AI teddy bear, yeah.
Obama's cybersecurity advisor. Biometrics will replace passwords for safety's sake. It's for your safety.
By the way, the packaging on this one clearly states it's safe for all ages.
Oh, it is, yeah. Remember, what kid wouldn't want to hear about this?
Their bosses staged the terror attacks. A locky CIA. The government admits they're growing the opium. They're taking babies' blood secretly. They radiated 4,000 plus foster kids to death. It's all declassified. This government's bankrupt, murdering criminals, and it's over. Sparkle, shine, story time.
He just goes hard in the paint on that one.
The kids love it. The kids love being yelled at on Christmas morning like that.
Leave this with your kids.
Yeah.
They wanted to make us weak. They're weak. He's weak. He's only making people like us stronger. You think you can attack me? You think you can pull this stuff on somebody like me and my ancestors, everybody else's ancestors out there, and that it won't activate something you can't even deal with? You scum.
Man.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, one last story. Here we go.
Okay.
Pound town.
I have so many here that would be great follow-ups, but we're going to go with this one because of the date. Thanksgiving is next week. And while we still do have one more show before Thanksgiving, that would be the day before, so it's too late for any of this helpful consumer news.
This is your last day, people, to get ready for Thanksgiving, really, and the aftermath thereof, because everyone's out right now. It is packed out there. Plymouths everywhere. Scions exploding off the road. It's crazy out there.
And if we gave you this information next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, you would not be able to act on it.
Yes.
So now you have a few days. This is what you need. You thought that toilet cleanser blue pie was going to be the talk of your Thanksgiving table.
Nope.
Allow me to correct you with this new entry from our good friends over at Heinz.
Yes, Heinz debuts first ever gravy condiment exclusively for Thanksgiving lovers.
This is what I want. This is what I need.
Yes, Pittsburgh and Chicago. That's where this is coming from. This Thanksgiving, Heinz, the global leader in condiments and market leader in U.S. gravy. I didn't know that.
Is that something to be proud of?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Is turning its attention to the day after Thanksgiving with its debut of Heinz leftover gravy. The first ever squeezable bottle of Heinz homestyle turkey gravy transforms the Thanksgiving staple into a condiment perfectly poised for the ultimate leftover sandwich. That sounds great.
Oh,
No, it
really?
People are inundated with leftovers on Thanksgiving. And there's always plenty of turkey. We all know that. There's maybe some macaroni left over. And so you can put together like a turkey sandwich, but then where's all the gravy? You throw that out. That doesn't keep. So
Why are you throwing out gravy?
Because it goes bad so quickly.
It's just made from starch and turkey stock.
It becomes all gelatinous and goopy in the fridge, and then you
heat that back up. You stir slowly. You could reconstitute gravy.
All right. Well, it's just tougher to do. It's easier to squeeze it out of the Heinz bottle.
It's easier to squeeze it.
Thanksgiving has evolved into more than just one meal. It is a multi-day celebration, according to this article. 94% of Americans craft Thanksgiving leftover sandwiches, and nearly half agree that gravy is a must-have ingredient. Inspired by the Moist Maker, a viral sandwich thanks to the beloved 1990 sitcom Friends. They didn't put that in here, but it is Friends. Heinz is going all in on providing hosts the ticket to a delicious, nostalgic leftover sandwich. A slice of bread generously soaked in rich gravy.
Ew. Is that what that is? Moist Maker?
It's the Moist Maker. So what you have, according to Friends, is you have the bread, you have turkey, then you have a piece of bread, you put the gravy on that bread, then you have another slice of turkey, leftover turkey, and then another piece of bread. So in between, it's almost kind of like a Big Mac, but with...
It's got bread in the middle?
Bread in the middle. That's the Moist Maker. You got to soak that in gravy.
Oh, it's soaked in gravy.
Yeah.
Well played. Weird. Ugh.
Well, Heinz gravy...
I'm not on board with it.
Well, some people, it is a very controversial sandwich, and not everyone's on board, and that's why this condiment might not be for everyone. But according to this article, while Heinz gravy has always been a fan on the Thanksgiving table, we decided to focus our attention on the day after ritual because we know leftovers are the best part of our unmistakably rich and smooth gravy. And in our part, is the best. Leftovers are the best part, and our unmistakably rich and smooth gravy makes that much better. Okay, so they're really selling this thing. Okay, where do I buy this, and how much do I got to spend?
Do you know, I think where this actually comes into play, if you have this ready for that day after Thanksgiving, when you are calling the plumber to come over and unclog your drains, which are mysteriously clogged, and they'll claim because people put, turkey grease or something down the drain. We know that's not why the main drain out of your house has been clogged. But while you're standing there waiting for the plumber to arrive, you could make yourself a sandwich with this gravy condiment.
It's on screen here. You can get it on Walmart.com for $1.88. That seems incredibly low. Deceptively low. That can't be right.
I need money.
By the way, this says it is a limited edition Heinz leftover gravy kit.
Yeah.
Featuring a squeezable bottle and recipe card that just comes with a regular jar of gravy.
So they want me to heat up this condiment, maybe. Is that what they're suggesting here in this kit?
Click like the third picture down there or second one on the left that's got the picture of the box with it open.
Yeah.
You can see there's a second one down.
Yeah.
So it's got just like an empty squeeze bottle and then gravy. Why don't they just put gravy in the squeeze bottle?
Something's going on here.
What is it, Mike?
I don't know what's going on here. I get all of this for $1.88?
I don't know what this is.
Is this available year-round? Can you just buy gravy in a squeeze bottle?
See, the kit, the Heinz leftover gravy kit comes with everything you need to turn your Thanksgiving leftovers into a delicious, moist sandwich as good as the feast itself. Fans who purchase a jar of Heinz homestyle turkey gravy will receive a limited edition kit that comes with a squeezable bottle and a recipe for the ultimate Thanksgiving leftover sandwich. All that for $1.88. It's hard to pass up. I've got to be honest. Very hard to pass up.
Does it count if you? So I'm thinking about this. They don't provide the squeeze bottle with just gravy in it.
No.
It's called leftover gravy.
That's correct.
You have to fill it from the gravy you have already prepared and served.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why. And so if you put some other sort of gravy in there, then it's not quite the same.
Maybe not. Can I just eat this by itself, though? Do I even need a turkey sandwich? I could just...
Can I just squeeze that into my mouth?
Squeeze that right in my mouth.
I like to eat.
Sorry, I was eating some gravy during the break.
Yeah, exactly.
I eat a lot of, chicken fried steaks and all the rest of it.
So you guys get on Walmart.com and order your Heinz leftover gravy kit right now.
I do not fully understand.
Okay. I give it to Heinz for trying to get this super niche market. I would hazard to say that maybe the day after Thanksgiving is not the best time to use it. It's probably the day after the day after. You know what I'm saying? It's that Saturday, because maybe on Thursday you really kind of pigged out. You had too much turkey. You're like, I can't do it again the next day. This is really for Saturday. When you're on the rebound, you probably go for another round at that point of turkey. So that's when you want to use it. I get
on the rebound.
Yeah. You got to give yourself a day break. Probably Thursday, all turkey, mashed potatoes, macaroni, and then Friday's a big pizza day. Big pizza day. And then you follow it up on Saturday with another turkey day.
Oh, you're saying you need some in between.
You need an in between day to rest. Yeah. You got rest. Yeah. This is me, though. Everyone go to obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbmouth.com if you want links to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, or join the Discord for $1 a month or more. There's plenty of audio on there. A lot of the old classic OBDM shows I'm reposting twice a week for the classic OBDM shows at $5 a month. So you'll hear how the show started, all the old shows from 2006 to 2007, I think, when it started, up until current. It's a bunch of shows back there. So not all good, I'll be honest. There's some pretty cringy shows, but they're up there. Just the way it is.
Well, you can also get to do that. You get to hang out in the Discord.
Oh, yeah?
Interesting people.
Yeah, get to hang out in the Discord and give you a shout out.
Shout out.
Oh, yeah, big time. Well, thank you, Cratchit. Thank you, everyone. Shablagoo.
And keep watching the skis and check out my van.
The right here, Mike.
Prediction. That's about all.
Shablagoo. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Until next week. Nanu. Nanu.
Pound Town.